This old school coming at you once again. Do your due diligence. Some people are Freightliner men. Some people are Peterbilt men with a long nose. Some guys like a classic with a long nose. Some guys love Volvos. I love Volvos too. They're a nice looking truck. Max, but I've always been a Freightliner man. Peterbilt, International. Whatever's your preference, man. Whatever you like, get what you like. Okay? When it comes to this trucking game. Of course, like I always say, $100 you can get you a nice radio, or you can go with the big boys and get you your Galaxies and your Presidents and radios like that. I'm not gonna get into radios. That's not why we're here today. But I just wanted to show you that I'm a man of my word and I keep my word. A lot of times, the the deal is that people will talk about what they do, but when it comes down to it, if you're telling somebody about an industry that you've been in for so long and you know that industry, you usually want to make sure that if you drink Pepsi and you're talking about Pepsi, make sure you know what you're talking about when it comes to the Pepsi. But like I say, there it is. Okay, that radio, that's a new one, but that brand of radio, I have one in my truck, and you see my truck on the posting that I put up. That's just one of the pictures of it. But the radio has saved my behind. I can't tell you how many times, because a lot of times you don't have to turn it all the way up. If you don't like what you're hearing, you can always turn it down, but just remember to turn it back up or leave a little squawk in it. We call it the squawk box from back in the day. That's what the name is. If you ever hear somebody say squawk box, you know what they're talking about. That's the CB radio. Always keep it on channel 19. You can go to other channels if you want to have a conversation. You with your partner, you can always tell them, hey man, go up 2 or go down 3, or however you do it, however you guys have a code, and then you guys can go to that channel and talk. And usually if you hear somebody on there, there's over 40 channels on there, man. You can pick the channel you want to use to be on, or you guys can communicate personally and say, hey man, let's go up to channel 25, and we'll be on 25 when we want to talk about something private. 40 channels. But anyway, like I said, that's not why we're here today. Let's get out of here, and I want to show y'all something. So I was going through Florida one day, and it gave me a chance to be able to show you guys the deal that I was telling you about that's underneath the truck. A lot of times guys don't drain their tanks at the end of the day, and the reason being they either forget, or it's a company truck, or they just don't bother with it. But let me show you these tanks under here. Hold on. See that? See the valve? See that? See the valve? That's your primary and your secondary tanks. When you drain these at the end of the day, do not put your face in front of it. Do not put your hand in front of it. The pressure coming out of there is enormous. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna get from in front of it because I'm right directly in front of it. But these control your brakes. These are your primary and secondary. If you don't drain these and they get water in, usually they have a little alcohol in there. But if you do not drain these, what'll happen is you'll start seeing rust. Especially if you never drained them. When you go to drain them, you're gonna see rust come out. It'll be like a brown, watery rust. That's because guys are not draining their tanks. You're supposed to drain them at the end of the day. Usually if they don't have these valves, these are just quick release valves. You can put any type of valve you want on there as long as it fits. But what'll happen is on these valves, what they do is they basically will drain the tanks real fast. And let me show you. Stop talking. Y'all ready? The pressure's gonna be enormous. Now you can drain 1, you can drain 2. Hey, this is old school again, man. Hey, yeah, that's my 10 speed right there. Just had a guy walk up, and it's amazing when you've been in this business for so long. A lot of guys that are new to the industry, they don't understand. The guy, he wanted my parking spot, and I had to explain to him that I'm in the parking spot because I don't have a trailer attached. I'm unladen, or what they call, yeah, bobtail or unladen. Unladen means that my trailer's not attached. But yeah, this lets you know I'm old school. That right there, you see it? So anyway, but yeah, so yeah, he wanted my spot. Well, we're gonna move on. I had to cut the video short that I was showing you guys on the air. But there's one filter, two filters, like I was showing you before on the tractors. Here's one. That's your air dryer system, which is part of that tank that I just drained, which I'm going to go ahead and re-pump up my air, let it pump back up. Second air filter is here. That's your big air filter, huge, especially on a Freightliner. Okay. Air dryer. This would be similar to like a car's air filter, like a Fram, but it's just bigger. It's a truck filter. Alright, the third one I'm going to show you is right here. This right here, there's a screw here, right there, 2 screws. You can do that yourself. That is your in-cabin filter. So when they tell you, well, you need an in-cabin filter, you can change those yourself. All you do is take the 2 screws, you pop this off. Once you pop it off, you're going to see the cabin filter in there. There's a 1, 2, 3. The 4th one is under the bump. I'll show that one to you at a later time, but I just wanted to show you that. But yeah, do your due diligence, fellas. I mean, it's not that hard. Like I had went through with you guys before on the brakes. There's your turbo. In case you don't know what a turbo is, that's what it looked like right here. That's your turbo. I'm going to show you the ABS system also. How that system works. When your ABS light keep coming on, you can tell if it's a tractor or trailer after a while, because when you're driving a truck for a minute, you'll start seeing, okay, it's not the trailer, it's the truck itself. Alright, I'm gonna cut this short because I don't know who's going to interrupt me next. But anyway, I thought I'd hit you guys up with that. Alright, and oh, one more thing. As far as those 2 tanks are concerned, let me go ahead and show you that. They play into this air dryer. A lot of guys have killed their depth system, but you still need to drain those tanks, because I had to replace mine. Mine was way back here. Let me show you. Mine was on the frame, like this one right here. See that? That is another tank right there. But mine was more higher up here. Okay? And it had rusted out so bad because whoever had it before didn't drain it. So what ended up happening was, when I went to drain it, you could see the rust. So they took it off. I actually had 2. There was a second one over there on that side. So I had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 where I just showed you. So, but they took one off and ran everything into one system on my truck itself. So, but anyway, like I say, fellas, do your due diligence. I'm gonna end every time on these videos with protect your CDL. Number 1, no freight is that important. When you get out on the highway, do your thing how you want to do it. But when you're in the parking lot, slow down, man. Because you got people walking through the parking lot and they don't see you. They too busy, whatever they're doing, involved in, or whatever, in their own mind. They're basically, you know, they're basically just walking across the parking lot. They're not paying attention. They don't know who's who, who's what, who do and who don't. So, but yeah, man, just when you're in the parking lot, just slow down, man. Always keep your head and eyes moving. I don't think they taught that in the schools, but when you out here on the road, eyes and head constantly moving. back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just sitting there with a blank stare and then listening to the hum of the motor will put you to sleep. Okay, so constantly move your head. That's why I said read everything. Do your due diligence, man, because when it comes down to it, it's your money, it's your license. How much money did you pay for that license? Do you care? Because so long as you protect that CDL, you'll be in this business long after I'm gone. Okay, protect your CDL, man. No freight is that important. Always remember that. My next one I'm gonna do when I get to the yard, because I got to pick up the trailer. I'm headed to the East Coast by Tuesday. So I'm gonna show you guys how to, when you back under a trailer, what happens if the trailer's too low, how to get from under a trailer that the kingpin has jumped in front of the fifth wheel. I'm gonna show you that, and it's real simple. It's not hard. I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna explain it to you how to do it. It'll take some work, but it ain't gonna take a lot of work. You're gonna have to crank that trailer up. You're gonna have to back under the trailer just a little bit more. But when it comes to the trailers, I don't slam into the trailers if I don't have to. I will usually just back under it and gently back up against the kingpin. See, a lot of things they don't teach in the school, and I know for sure they don't teach this, the tug test. When you back under that trailer, you should be doing a tug test every time you back under the trailer. I never pull out without doing a tug test first. That's going to tell you, especially with this fifth wheel kingpin puller, this fifth wheel puller, that's going to tell you, right there, if you didn't bother to check, I'll get into the habit of pulling that trailer brake. Just gently. You don't got to slam on it, but just pull it real gently. Like if you were tapping on the brake. And watch the trailer pull back. If it pulled back and you see it slipping, you can hit the brake and stop everything right there. That's how you can tell if the trailer is locked in also. I know we talk about the locking jaw being locked around the kingpin, but if you do a tug test, and then after that tug test, and I want you all guys to remember these three things. First thing, when you back under a trailer, is to make sure the kingpin is locked and the locking jaw is locked around the kingpin. Second thing I want you guys to do is do a tug test. Third thing I want you to do is when you're pulling on, your third thing to do is pull that trailer brake just slightly, ever so. You ain't got to pull it all the way, but just pull it gently. That lets you know when that trailer pulled back against the truck, it's locked in, guaranteed. Now you did 3 safety things that will make sure that your trailer is locked in. And then when you go into the truck stops, make sure you come out and do your due diligence and look at that fifth wheel. You already been told by several channels somebody's out here pulling fifth wheels. And I can tell you a lot of times it has to do with guys that maybe were in the industry before and know about it. It has to be somebody that knows about it, because a regular person, regular Joe citizen don't know. But it has to be somebody that knows what it does and what it's capable of. So anyway, I'm not gonna be long. It's the holiday weekend. I'm gonna go back here, chill, get me some sleep. I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta get rolling. This game never stops, man. It's always gonna be here, bro. Y'all stay healthy, and keep your eyes on the road, focus. Keep the rubber side down, shiny side up, as they used to say. There's other sayings out here too. I'll get into them. All right, this 76P 10 old school out.